7:45. I am getting my coffee ready for the day. It is my first day of work at my new job, so I'm very excited. I'm slowly starting to wake up and get myself ready. I'm gonna get my coffee together and then go upstairs and do my hair, my makeup, get dressed, do all that stuff. And I want to try to do like my Bible and prayer time before I go downstairs and feed the dogs, and I need to take my Ozempic this morning and just do some like housekeeping stuff before I leave. So I'm going to bring you guys along on this week, my first week at my new job. Very exciting. I am excited to bring you guys along with me. So yeah, welcome to a new weekly vlog. Okay guys, it is about just after 7 now and I am heading out. I was going to stop at Starbucks and grab some espresso to have with my protein drink, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time. They wanted me to be there at 7:45 and my map says that I'll be there at 7:30, and I don't want to get there right at 7:45. I want to be a little bit early, especially since it's my first day. And, you know, Starbucks can sometimes take longer than expected. There could be traffic. I don't want to be late on my first day. So I think I'm going to have to forego Starbucks today. I already had coffee at home, so at least I had some coffee. And I'll still drink my protein drink. I just don't want to risk being late on my first day. I am on my way. As far as Nick goes, he is healing slowly. He's still in a lot of pain. I feel really bad that I have to leave him now because it's hard for him to move around and hard for him to lay on the couch. He has to be really careful with the dogs that they don't like step on him or jump on him. It's hard for him reaching anything. So I feel really bad having to leave him, but unfortunately this is just the way the timeline worked out, and I can't push back my start date or anything. And obviously I'm not going to ask to adjust my schedule or anything like that on my first day. The first week I'm really trying to avoid that. I am salaried, so I have a little bit of leeway with my hours and stuff, but I don't want to start making those changes my first day. So it is what it is. He's gonna have to just do the best he can. Hopefully we can get through this week and he'll be okay and continue to heal. He's gonna have to call the doctor today because he has a little spot of blood on the bandages. It's not very big, it's like smaller than a penny, but I want to have him tell that, of course, this happened on Sunday when they're closed. It couldn't have happened on Saturday when they're open. He's going to call them, make sure that's okay. I'm assuming that's probably normal, but I just want to make sure. I don't want, if they tell him he needs to come out there so that they can check stitches or something, I'd rather him do that if he needs to, which is a pain because the place is far, but obviously we want him to be safe and everything. So he's going to do that. I think when I arrive, I'll be doing like orientation, that kind of thing, giving them my I-9 documents. I have fingerprinting paperwork I have to give them. And then like orientation, I'm sure there's videos and stuff to watch and information, that kind of stuff. And then after that, I don't know if it's just like getting settled into my office. I have my own office again, which I haven't had since I worked at stations, which is nice. Getting logged into email, setting up email systems, all that kind of stuff today, I'm imagining. And then I don't know if I'll start. They didn't really say like what training is because I have done this before. I think it's basically just learning their systems and their processes. So I'm not sure exactly what training's gonna look like. In the past, like at stations, when I went into these positions, they just threw you in and you just started. So I don't know if that's gonna be the case. If there's already gonna be like FMLA paperwork and stuff waiting for me to start reviewing and stuff. So I'm not really sure what to expect. But yeah, I'm excited. The good thing is that my second interview was like a panel interview, and usually I hate those. But the good thing in this case is that everybody on the team interviewed me, which I do like, that the director, or she's actually the VP, she's the VP of HR, but she's like our director. She had the whole team interview me because it was a group like decision, and I do like that. And the good thing about that is that I already met everybody. I already met everybody that's on the team. Everybody's on the younger side, which is great. There's 3 women, or yeah, 3 women and a guy, and then myself. It's not often that you work with men in HR, so that's nice. And it's a small team, which I like. So yeah, I'm really excited. We'll see how things go. I'll definitely keep you guys updated. Probably after work. I don't know if I'll be able to film anything. I want to at some point try to get a little clip of my new office and stuff, but I obviously don't want to do anything that's going to get me in trouble or be unprofessional. That may have to come later on eventually when I'm on my own more. As far as reading goes, I want to make the most of this because I haven't had a drive to and from work in so long. I want to make the most of this and listen to audiobooks as much as I can. I used to read or listen to, I guess, so many audiobooks to and from work, and I want to get back into the habit of that. I also listened to a lot of podcasts. I got through podcasts a lot quicker, but I want to try to focus on some audiobooks. I just looked at the list of books I have from my library. I don't have any readathons or anything like that going on right now. It's basically just open playing field, whatever I want to read. There are a couple of, or actually there's only one. I'm doing one of my book club's buddy reads in August, so that'll be starting next week. So for now, I want to try to finish what I'm already in the middle of. So I'm currently in the middle of Murtagh by Christopher Paolini, which is the latest installment of the Inheritance cycle, which is like Aragon, Eldest. I have Murtagh, which is by Christopher Paolini, which is the newest installment in the Inheritance cycle. So that's Aragon, Eldest, Brisinger, and I think the last one is Inheritance, maybe. So this is the new book from Murtagh's POV. I'm already like 50% into it. I have the audiobook of it, so I want to try to finish that. It's a super long book. I've been like, it keeps getting returned to the library, and I keep checking it back out. So I want to try to finish that while I can. So I'm gonna put that on. Enjoy this drive to work. I'm gonna show you guys a little clip of my drive, and then I will check back in maybe when I get there for a quick chat before I go in. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys whenever I can. Okay guys, it is after work now. It is just about almost 4 o'clock and I'm on my way home. It was a really good first day. I have a raging headache. I don't know if it's just, I think I wore my old classes that are my old prescription that are slightly different than my prescription now. So I don't know if that's what did it or if it was just like information overload. It was a whole day of people introducing themselves and giving information about the company, typical orientation stuff. So I don't know if it was just like information overload, excitement from the day, being out of the house, just a combination of everything. If it was my glasses, I'm not sure, but I have a horrible headache to the point where you almost feel like you can't concentrate because the pain is so much. I could have stayed later. I'm salaried. I could have stayed later and done more stuff, but I decided to go ahead and go home. It was a really good day. We met the CEO. The CEO of the company is a woman, which I love. She was super nice. Met a lot of the different department heads and managers. Everybody was super nice. Got to work with my coworkers a little bit. I got to see my office. I'm obsessed with my office. I have a nice big window. Everywhere I've worked in HR is always like in the basement or literally HR at Green Valley Ranch was in the basement or like in back hallways or like in the middle of a building. I've never worked in an HR where we actually had windows, and my office has a huge window, which it's supposed to rain later on this week, so I'm very excited for that. I'm excited that we're going into monsoon season when I have a window because I love the rain. And it's decorated really nice. My boss had a card and a plant and a little notebook and mug and all the kind of stuff. And they were super on top of everything. She already has business cards for me, all my login stuff. I have a work laptop and a work phone. I've never worked anywhere where I had a laptop and a phone like that before, so I can work from home if I need to, or I have my phone on me all the time. I think I'm essentially number 2 in this HR office, which is crazy. I'm directly below the VP of HR, and I think I'm like number 2, which is wild. Everybody was super nice. Like I said, I'm to my office. I'm already logged into everything. I already have my phone. I have my laptop. It was a really good day. Other than this headache, I'm very excited and very happy and just really excited for this new journey. And so yeah, I am on my way home. I'm salaried, so I can make my own schedule. So the girl who is training me kept saying you're exempt, so you make your own schedule. Everybody comes in between 7 and 9. So I love that I have that freedom. I love that I have a work phone and a laptop so that if I need to do anything for Nick, I can. I'm just very happy, very excited. Yeah, I'm gonna go home, make some dinner. We bought stuff that would be like easy to cook and make, so I'm gonna go home, make dinner, sit and relax. I honestly, this headache, hopefully I'm gonna go home and take some Tylenol. I need to put some Tylenol in my purse to bring with me and keep in my desk. But if this headache doesn't go away, I think it's just gonna be a day of just, or a night of just sitting on the couch and relaxing and just vegging out for the night and not worrying about anything. I may not even read tonight. I may just relax and try to give my brain a little bit of a break before I start more training and everything tomorrow. So, very good day. I'm very excited. I don't know if I'll film anything else tonight, but if I do, I'll see you then. If not, I will see you tomorrow. Happy Tuesday. It is about 7:15 now. I am getting in the Starbucks drive-thru to get my espresso for my protein coffee. Can't decide if I like my hair like this or not, but yeah, I'm heading into work. I'm second guessing myself because I texted my coworkers to ask if they want anything and nobody answered, and now I'm like, is that weird to ask?
Good morning, welcome. I get started for you.
Can I just do a double shot of espresso over ice?
What size cup?
Venti, please.
Double shot, Venti ice cup, okay.
And that's it.
320, thank you.
Thank you. That's not weird, right? To text them and ask if they want anything? I feel like I would like if one of my coworkers asked me that. My previous coworkers and I used to do that all the time. I also did it on my work phone, so maybe none of them really use their work phones or are looking at their work phones this early in the morning. I don't know, maybe I'm being overzealous or I'm overthinking it. I'm getting my espresso and then I'm gonna head to work. My bag is like busting full of stuff. I asked one of my coworkers yesterday if they decorate their offices, and she said yes. So I brought some stuff with me. I'm slowly bringing stuff because it doesn't all fit in one bag, and hopefully it's gonna be a good day. I saw in my calendar that on Friday I'm scheduled for Spanish proficiency, which I'm a little worried about. I don't know exactly what that entails. Hopefully it's like on a computer, like a written type thing, and not orally. I speak Spanish, but my Spanish isn't as good as it used to be because I don't use it as much here. I speak it and read it and write it, but reading and writing it I'm pretty good with. Writing it a little bit, but I can read it for sure. Speaking it, I can, but it takes me a little bit, and I have a little bit of a weird accent because I don't use it as often as I used to when we lived in Miami. Hopefully that's not a huge thing. And then my boss will be back from vacation on Friday, so that'll be my first day actually working with her. And yeah, today I think it's just going to be like reading policies and going over stuff, starting to learn ADP, the system. And yeah, so I will check in with you guys later. Welcome back. Today is Wednesday the 24th, I think. It is about 7:20 now. I'm on my way to work. I didn't update yesterday after work because I didn't want these to be like car vlogs, like only ever in the car, but that's what they're becoming. It's the easiest time to film, but also it sucks because I can't have my air conditioning on because then you can't hear me over the air conditioning, and it's 120 degrees in Vegas. But yeah, I'm bringing my so in the car I'm filming on my iPhone. I have a mount thing, I'm not like holding it or anything. But I also have one of those DJI Pocket things that everybody's using now. I have the older version, which is really nice, but I haven't used it in a while, and it was dead, so I had to charge it. So I charged it last night. I'm gonna take it to work with me. I'm hoping that I can maybe just set it up on my desk and maybe get some B-roll clips of work and stuff like that. Obviously, I can't show too much because of privacy things, and I work in HR and HIPAA and all those things, so I can't show too much, but maybe, like I said, just some B-roll clips and stuff. I'll show you guys what I'm reading on my lunch and all that. Which I did do yesterday. I am reading The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by... what's her first name? I don't remember her first name. Last name is Randall. I remember her last name because I follow her on Instagram, and her Instagram name is House of Randall. So I know her last name's Randall, but I can't remember her first name. I will put the book cover up here. Here. I think I showed it when I was reading on my lunch yesterday. But so far I'm really liking it. It's cute. It's a cozy, witchy, small town mystery thriller. I think this one, she said it was, she always has comparisons like for her books. This one is quoted as being Gilmore Girls meets Practical Magic, which are two things that I love. Practical Magic is one of my all-time favorite movies, and Gilmore Girls is absolutely one of my comfort shows that I watch regularly and have for years since it was like actually on the air. And I would definitely say you get that. You get the witchy vibes, like the kooky, quirky, witchy aunt vibes. Or not vibes, you do get that. So I would definitely say that that comparison is accurate. I'm really loving the main character so far. She loves to bake and garden, and her magic manifests in the outside world, like making things grow, making food. There's a lot of like tea references and different ingredients for tea. There's recipes in the book, which I love. She owns a little bakery like / coffee shop, which I love. So yeah, I'm really liking it so far. It's super cute. I'm only like I think maybe 60 pages in. I had split it up. I do this thing, I think I've talked about this before, where I will take a book, like let's say, I think this book has like 380 pages, and if I want to try to read it in a week, in let's just say 5 days, I'll divide it by 5, and that's how many pages I need to read per day. That's what I did yesterday, and it ended up being like 60 something pages a day. I did not read 60 pages yesterday, so I'm already behind. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave one book at work, and that'll be like my lunch read, my lunch book. And then I want to have a book on my nightstand at home for nighttime reading before bed. And then I'll just have to slowly work my way through those, and then I'll have other books, like audiobooks and stuff that I'm reading. I have a ton of ARCs that I need to read. I started a list of ARCs that I need to read, books that I want to read, those, and then books that I'm just in the middle of that I need to finish. So I think I talked about yesterday Tag by Christopher Paolini. I'm like 60% of the way through now. It's a pretty long book. I think the whole book is like 20 something hours. A lot of the books I can listen to on 3 times speed, so I get through them fairly quickly. But this one, the narrator already speaks pretty quickly and has like a Scottish accent, I think it is. And so when I had it on 3 times speed, I could not understand anything that he was saying because it was just too fast. He's already a fast speaker, and so having it up to 3 times speed was just too much. So I had to bring it down. I think I have it at 2.1 or something. So still pretty quick. It's obviously not going to take the whole 8 hours or whatever to listen to it. So I probably could knock it out in one day, but I've been doing a lot of like policy readings and trainings, like video trainings, like code of conduct and those kind of trainings that you always do when you start with a new company. So I can't really listen to an audiobook while I do those because I'm listening to the trainings, and there's tests at the end of the trainings, so I need to somewhat pay attention. So I'm hoping that maybe next week I'll get more into the groove of things. I'll start doing my own thing a little bit more, and then I'll be able to have an earphone in and listen to an audiobook while I'm working. And again, I'm trying to listen to audiobooks while I'm driving and stuff. It's been going really so far. I am very impressed with how proactive everyone is and how ready they were for me to start. My boss is on PTO, but still had my office ready, still had all of my like access to everything ready, already had my email address ready, has already scheduled meetings for me to meet like our vendors and like outside contacts. She scheduled a lunch for me and my coworkers to come together and talk and, you know, start to bond and whatever. She had business cards made for me already, left me a little gift on my desk, like They've just been completely on top of it, which hasn't been my experience with other companies. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, it's going well. I also found out this morning that I might be getting a new client for my virtual assistant work. One of my clients is actually referring his wife to us for social media and business, like admin stuff, which is awesome. Anytime you get a referral, that's obviously shows that he likes working with me. It shows that he trusts me. If he's willing to refer me to anyone, let alone his own wife. Very happy about that. I'm working on a couple of projects for my other clients. I did bring my iPad. Did I bring my iPad? I intended to bring my iPad with me now. I don't remember if I put it in my bag or not. I think I did. Hopefully I did. I think my plan is going to be to work on some virtual assistant stuff. Like on my lunch, maybe I'll like work and eat. I used to do like back end, like enrollment and billing and terms, that kind of thing. So I know how that works on the back end, and now I'm doing it from like the employer side as well. So it's cool that I have that dual perspective. So we talked a lot about things from the back end. We talked about things that I used to do at my previous position. I worked for station casinos. It's like slowly all coming back to me. This position is definitely a lot closer to my old position that I had for almost 7 years with station casinos. So a lot of it's coming back to me. I really enjoy getting to do both benefits and leave management, and then I get to meet with people in person. So slowly I'm starting to learn the way this company does things. They do things slightly differently. So every company does things differently. So it's really not learning the like laws and that kind of thing, but more learning just the specifics to this company and their processes and everything. And I've never worked for a company that only had 300 employees total. All my HR positions have been at large companies. I've worked for the three biggest casino companies in town, or three of the biggest. So I'm used to having thousands of employees, whereas this company has 300 employees total. There's not nearly as many like FMLA cases and things like that as I'm used to. So they do things on a much smaller scale, which is something that I'm having to retrain my brain on. And they're a lot more like casual things. I did a lot. I was more hands-on today. After that meeting with that rep, I was more hands-on with the FMLA process and that kind of thing, and learning, again, like I said, how they do things. And then tomorrow, my actual boss at the VP of HR is back. She's been on PTO for the first half of the week, so she's back tomorrow. So she's the one who's going to be doing like the bulk of my training and has more of the like in-depth knowledge about my position. So I'm sure things will really take off tomorrow, and I'll be able to ask her a lot of those questions. I did a lot. I was more hands-on today. After that meeting with that rep, I was more hands-on with the FMLA process and that kind of thing, and learning, again, like I said, how they do things. And then tomorrow, my actual boss at the VP of HR is back. She's been on PTO for the first half of the week, so she's back tomorrow. She's the one who's going to be doing the bulk of my training and has more of the in-depth knowledge about my position. So I'm sure things will really take off tomorrow, and I'll be able to ask her a lot of those questions that I have. We unfortunately didn't get very good news about Nick today. They were supposed to have gone to committee to get him approved to get on the transplant list today, but I think I talked about they were wanting him to get clearance from a cardiologist, or not from a cardiologist, but wanting him to get another CT scan to check something in his lungs before they put him on the list or before they went to committee. And they called him today and told him that the transplant surgeon, wants him to be cleared by a pulmonologist, a lung doctor as well, because they see kind of cloudiness or something in his lungs. They just want to be sure that it's not anything serious. We're hoping it's just like scarring or leftover stuff from when he had in January, or like they say COVID can affect your lungs, so maybe it's that, or a kind of buildup of liquid because he needs dialysis and not anything more serious. But the way they do it is really stupid. The transplant team just tells you, okay, you need to go to a specialist, whatever specialist, and that's it. They don't refer you to anybody. They don't have a set person. I used to do like the back end, like enrollment and billing and terms, that kind of thing. So I know how that works on the back end, and now I'm doing it from like the employer side as well. So it's cool that I have that dual perspective. So we talked a lot about things from the back end. We talked about things that I used to do at my previous position. I worked for station casinos, and it's like slowly all coming back to me. This position is definitely a lot closer to my old position that I had for almost 7 years with station casinos. So a lot of it's coming back to me. I really enjoy getting to do both benefits and leave management, and then I get to meet people in person. So slowly I'm starting to learn the way this company does things. They do things slightly differently. So every company does things differently. So it's really just not learning the laws and that kind of thing, but more learning just the specifics to this company and their processes and everything. And I've never worked for a company that only had 300 employees total. All my HR positions have been at large companies. I've worked for the three biggest casino companies in town, or three of the biggest. So I'm used to having thousands of employees, whereas this company has 300 employees total. There's not nearly as many FMLA cases and things like that as I'm used to. So they do things on a much smaller scale, which is something that I'm having to retrain my brain on. And they're a lot more casual about things. I was more hands-on today. After that meeting with that rep, I was more hands-on with the FMLA process and that kind of thing, and learning, again, like I said, how they do things. And then tomorrow, my actual boss at the VP of HR is back. She's been on PTO for the first half of the week, so she's back tomorrow. So she's the one who's going to be doing the bulk of my training and has more of the in-depth knowledge about my position. So I'm sure things will really take off tomorrow, and I'll be able to ask her a lot of those questions. I was more hands-on today. After that meeting with that rep, I was more hands-on with the FMLA process and that kind of thing, and learning, again, like I said, how they do things. And then tomorrow, my actual boss at the VP of HR is back. She's been on PTO for the first half of the week, so she's back tomorrow. She's the one who's going to be doing the bulk of my training and has more of the in-depth knowledge about my position. So I'm sure things will really take off tomorrow, and I'll be able to ask her a lot of those questions that I have. We unfortunately didn't get very good news about Nick today. They were supposed to have gone to committee to get him approved to get on the transplant list today, but I think I talked about they were wanting him to get clearance from a cardiologist, or not from a cardiologist, but wanting him to get another CT scan to check something in his lungs before they put him on the list or before they went to committee. And they called him today and told him that the transplant surgeon, wants him to be cleared by a pulmonologist, a lung doctor as well, because they see cloudiness or something in his lungs, and they just want to be sure that it's not anything serious. We're hoping it's just scarring or leftover stuff from when he had pneumonia in January, or they say COVID can affect your lungs, something like that, or a kind of buildup of liquid because he needs dialysis, and not anything more serious. But the way they do it is really stupid. The transplant team just tells you, okay, you need to go to a specialist, whatever specialist, and that's it. They don't refer you to anybody. They don't have a set person on their team. They don't refer you to anybody. You just have to go out and find that doctor yourself and make the appointment yourself, which kind of sucks because if you're trying to make an appointment with the doctor, you know that sometimes those appointments can be weeks, months out. Luckily, he was able to get an appointment next week, but when you're trying to get on a transplant list, when you're already sick, when you're already on the verge of dialysis, waiting another week is a long time. Especially when we're doing all of this pre-stuff, these pre-eminent, I don't know if that's the right word, but all this pre-stuff to get on the list to then wait again. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. So it's hurry up and do all these things to get on the list and then wait for a transplant, which could be months or years. So I get Nick's frustration. He's very frustrated. I absolutely get it. Like I said, once he gets approved to get on the transplant list, we're just waiting again. So now he's wasting a week that he could have been on the list. He's another week closer to needing dialysis. He just had to have this outpatient procedure and put this tube in his stomach. That's another week that he has this tube in his stomach. So I get the frustration and having to wait when he's already going to have to wait. But I know that everything happens for a reason. Praying that it's nothing serious, that there's no reason why he needs to go to a pulmonologist, and that everything will be okay. So yeah, that's the update for today. It's the update for work. I haven't really done any reading because I have had a lot of projects to work on for VA stuff, and then obviously being at work and everything. So I don't really have updates on reading. I'm still listening to Murtag. I'm 80% through now, I think. So hopefully I'll be finishing that here today or tomorrow. And I will update you guys again soon. So basically exactly what I didn't want to happen, happened. This has been a week of car updates. I'm feeling that maybe this might be my new thing here for the foreseeable future. Chatting car updates. Brogan Tate can make it work for her, or I should say Brogan, I forget what her last name is now, but I'll link Brogan's YouTube channel down below. I've been watching her for years. Love her channel. She always does chatty car updates, so I guess that's my thing now. Lever, that's her last name now. I am in my car again, obviously, like I said, and it is Friday now, the 26th. I just got out of work. Work was really good. It was the first day with my boss. I think I talked about having to do a Spanish proficiency that I was nervous about, and it ended up being really good. I got very lucky. It was an answered prayer. We ended up having an employee come in who needed help with something, and she only spoke Spanish, or not only spoke Spanish, she did speak English, but mainly spoke Spanish. So we helped her, and I was speaking to her in Spanish and all of that, and that counted as my proficiency because my boss counted it and said I didn't need to do anything else, and that was it. So that counted as my Spanish, so that was awesome. I am trying to navigate getting home, and my navigation brought me to the airport for some reason. I'm now in the airport parking garage, and I'm having to get through passenger pickup and everything at the airport. So, and I'm trying to go meet Nick because I have a nail in my tire and I have low air in my passenger side right tire. So going on an adventure through the airport is not really what I need to be doing right now. But for some reason, this is the way the navigation brought me. Couldn't do the airport, trying to get home. So yeah, I just got out of the airport now. I don't know what this thing was doing. I don't know if that's the right way or not. This is not the way I usually go home, or the way I have been going home. Going to work, I do take the airport connector. It takes you through a tunnel towards the airport, and then there's an exit that goes around the airport. So I do that going home or going to work, but I haven't done it going home. I don't know if that was the right way or not, but it says I'm going the right way. So I definitely probably won't be going this way again. But yeah, I'm trying to go meet Nick because I have a nail in my tire. Really hoping that it's just surface level, whatever, and they can just fill it and get the nail out without having to replace the whole tire. Really hoping that I don't have to buy a whole new tire today. Doing that, gonna grab something to eat. Nick wants to go to a car dealership, which is the last thing I want to do. But with everything he has going on and everything, I'm trying to be understanding and supportive. If that's what he wants to do today, then I guess that's what we'll go do. Then we'll eat and then get started on our weekend. I think it's gonna be a pretty typical weekend. Church tomorrow. I would like to go to the movies. I wanted to see Twisters last weekend, but after Nick's procedure, he didn't feel well enough to go to the movies, so we didn't do that. This airport connector is a tunnel, and it is very dark in there, and you can't see what you're doing to try to switch lanes and make sure there's not a car behind you. So yeah, he didn't feel well enough to go to the movies last weekend, so I'd like to go to the movies this weekend. Deadpool vs. Wolverine came out today, which I really want to go see, so definitely think we'll try to go to the movies this weekend. Go to church like we always do. I have some projects for VA stuff that I need to get done. And yeah, I think just a typical weekend. Next week is going to be busy because I have training with the girl who was in my position and some meetings. So yeah, overall, it was a really good first week. I'm really excited, very happy. Like I mentioned before, getting into the right mindset and changing my mindset from a large corporation to a small nonprofit. So really good week. Thank you guys so much for being here on my first week at Nathan Adelson Hospice. I am very excited to be working with them, and I will check back in with you guys later after I get to this tire place, and hopefully I don't have to buy a whole new tire.